Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my channel. Today's video I'll describe few GitHub interview questions and answers, and this one is the part 1, and I will upload for you for at every weekend the interview questions and answers related to the GitHub and other technical languages. So this interview questions and answers are real-time scenario, and these are asking about for job purpose, and few students and beginners and experienced candidates already have faced this interview questions and answers with the company interviewers, and they are asking, and they are whatever they are giving the answers I have described today. So here there are I will describe 15 interview questions and answers, and these are for beginners and for experienced level, and you can, as a fresher or as a intermediate and as a expert level, you can refer these interview questions and answers. These are very helpful for you, and these interview questions and answers are asked already by very MNC levels companies that are Cognizant, Capgemini, and Accenture, Infosys, TCS, and Microsoft as well. So now, so in this slide, there I have mentioned 5 interview questions for Git and GitHub. So first one is difference between Git and GitHub. So Git is nothing but the version controlling system, and it is a DevOps tool for managing the source code management. And here GitHub is the source code management. It is available in a remote location, nothing but the as it is. I'll show you how it looks like GitHub. So here you can see the GitHub is look like this. This is the remote location, and you should sign in and sign up for this. Okay, now this is the relationship between Git and GitHub. To connect to the GitHub, we need the Git to our local machine. For that, we are working on in our local machine as well to modify and update files whatever available in our GitHub repository. So I already have described that few Git and GitHub tutorial in my channel, and you can refer this one. This playlist is I'll show you this playlist as well. I just go here to my browser, and I'll just click here. You can refer this. This is my YouTube channel link here. I already have given in my about section of my channel. You can go through that. So here I will mention few playlist as well that will be very helpful for you, and this one is Git and GitHub tutorial. This playlist you need to follow up, and this can give you every tips about how the basic level, the experience level, and the intermediate level. Till now I have uploaded already 13 videos about this, and I will upload later for you. This will be very helpful for you. So this is how you can refer this. So what is Git Bash? So Git Bash is a graphical user interface. It is nothing but the application here you can download from internet. I already have created one video regarding on Git Bash, so you can go through that from this playlist. And using Git Bash, we write some commands that will connect to our GitHub repository, which is available in our remote location. And using this command, using Git Bash, we will write few commands, and there I'll execute these commands for clone, add to staging area. I already have described in my previous videos. So Git Bash is nothing but an application. It is available for every kind of operating system, a Microsoft environment, Linux, and other operating system as well. Now third one is you already have got my question number 1 and question number 2 with questions and answers, right? So next one is question number 3. So how to get the GitHub repository to my local machine. So how to get that? So for this I need to clone. So clone means I will open this git bash in my local directory, and I will, one command is there, git clone, and the clone URL is there in my GitHub repository. After executing this command, so you will get the whatever GitHub repository files and folders to your local machine, and you can refer these details in my video also, what I have suggested you earlier in my playlist. Now question number 4, what are the default files will be available in local machine after clone? So the default files will be available in a local machine. If the GitHub repository is empty, then you will get one .git folder, and if you initialize one readme.md, then you will get two files, that is .git folder as well as a readme.md file. And this one, the default file, means if the user not uploaded any projects, any files to his GitHub repository, then you will get these two default files, .git file, .git folder, and readme.md file. And after the user has uploaded his project, you will get this project as well as including with .git folder and readme.md file. I'll show you here. I just open this so you can see here, you'll get your readme.md. I'll show you my local directory as well. So I'll open this one and I'll go to my desktop, and I'll open this git1 folder. Here what I have already created some local directory and local workspace for dev1 dev2. Here you can see, so this dev1, what he's done is, earlier he has cloned this all repository from my GitHub repo to my local repo. So .git and a readme.md file, these are two default files. Which one is downloaded from the GitHub repo to your local repo using git clone command, and these three files has been added by this dev1. Now so we described this question number 4 and question number 5. So what is staging area and the commands to add changes to staging area. So staging area is nothing but the logical area. So there is two parts, local machine. Here whatever user has changed using some commands at git bash, so there he needs to add some changes to a staging area before commit to the local git repository. So there one command is used, that git add file name. If you want to all the files to move to the staging area, then you will add git add space dot, or if you want only specific file, then git add the file name. For example, file name is myfile.cs, then you will add this file git add myfile.cs. Now this what is staging area and the command to our staging area I already have described. Now go to my slide number 2. So question number 6 in this slide number 2 is, what command is used to move changes to local git repo? So now I already have described how to add the staging area. Now next step is to these changes should be moved to our local git repository. So for this I need to commit. So there is a command I need to execute using git bash, that is git commit -m and some space double quotation inside. I need some message here. So that message that anything you can mention here. So I'll show one example. So before, what I have done is, so here it is nothing but the git commit message. In double quotation it is mentioned that satyadb added under main branch, or if you want to change some files, myfile.cs, then you can write the command git commit -m and double quotation that the company name is added or your father name is added. Like this you should mention as per your requirements. Okay, now I just describe this how to move the changes to local Git repo. Question number 7. What are the steps we need to follow to move the changes to GitHub repo? Now, the step 1, I already have added these changes to our staging area. Step number 2, I already have added these changes to my local Git repository. And step number 3, it is final step that I need to move from local Git repository to our remote GitHub repository. For this, I want one command that is called git push origin main. So git push is the command, origin is the alias name, main is the default branch name. So I'll show you here. You can see here in the main branch, under this all the repositories are available. So if you have the other branches, then you can mention git push origin master or git push origin your anything, your company name or XYZ anything. But if local repository contains only one branch or main one, then there is nothing to mention that is the git push origin main, because there is only one branch, right? So we need only one command called git push. Okay, if there are multiple branches, then we will mention git push origin main 1, or if there is a branch name main 2, main 3, main 4, like this. So I will describe this question number 7, how to move the changes to GitHub repository and what are the steps. Now question number 8, how to check commit ID in local Git repo and GitHub repository. So I'll show you first how to check this commit ID in local Git repository. So I'll go to my dev1 workspace here. I'll open this .git folder, and here I'll check this. Here you can see how to get the path. You can see this commit ID here. So I just open this head file. It is an unknown file, that's why I need to open using my notepad. It will ask which extensions or files or applications you need to open. So here I'll select as a notepad. Here I'll click OK. So here I mention the path. So reference and heads folder and the main file here. I'll go accordingly. Here I'll open this reference file folder and heads folder, and here the main file I'll need to open. So main is nothing but here it is called the branch name. It will be available after the clone. If there is multiple branches, then there will available these branches with files main 1, main 2, main 3, master, like this. So now I'll open this main file. Here you can see this is nothing but the commit ID. How to get this commit ID in local Git repository. I close this one. And how to check in GitHub repository, right? So here it is my GitHub repository, Satya to GitHub repository. Here I open this 11 commits. So if I click here this commit message, here you can see that is the commit ID is available here. So each and every changes has different commit ID. So here you can see on May 5 there is 4 commits. So I'll check this commit, update my files commit message. Here you can see different commit ID, that is 274 CB20E3. So I'll back to this one. I'll check this one. Native ID is added, this commit message. So here I'll see that the different commit ID 358 EFD7 F4 AE FP FB 35 B98, something like this. So that means each and every changes there will be unique commit ID will be generated in your local Git repository as well as in your GitHub repository. Now question number 8, I already have described how to check commit ID in local Git repo and GitHub repo. Question number 9, what details will be found after commit changes to GitHub repository? So I will go to my GitHub account here. So after commit changes, I will get that which user has committed and what file has been changed here. And if you click here this particular file, then the what changes he has modified on this particular file, because this files has been shared by many developers. So what particular changes has been made by this particular users after commit the changes. Now I will get here the different commit ID, the unique commit ID, and what time on 6th May. and here you can see that this file is commit with the message company name is added, and my file 2.cs is added with commit message satyadb added under main branch. So these are different ID and different commit ID, different date and time, and you can see the branch name also. So that all about we'll get after push the changes to our GitHub repository. Now I'll go here. So I already described what details will be found after commit changes to GitHub repository. Now how many types of repository in GitHub? So there are two types, that is one public repository and private repository. Public repository that anyone can see, but you can see only the public repository, but to modify these changes you need to the permission of the user. But a private repository you cannot see. The owner of this repository should give the permission to see as well as make the changes for a private repository. So without sign in, if you'll check the public repository, you can see this repository contents as well, but you cannot edit because the edit option is disabled there. But if the repository is private, then without sign in or with sign in, the other users cannot see as well as cannot modify this repository content. For this, the owner of this repository should have given to the particular user about the access permission for this particular repository. So in this part 10 I described that how many types of repository in GitHub. Now go to my Git interview slide 3. This is the final slide. What is author identity unknown and how to set up? So here author identity unknown and how to set up, I already have made a video for this. So if I'll go here to my channel, so you can see here video part 10. I already have made a video, that is what is author identity unknown error and remove git configuration using command. So author identity unknown is nothing but the setup for the username and user email to push and pull the changes from Git from GitHub to our local Git repository. So this is all about the author identity unknown. We need to only mention our credentials. So how to set up? There is a command that is I already described in that video, part 10 of this video. Please go through that. So this git config user.name in double quotation mention your username, and git config user.email. So in double quotation you should mention the user email ID what you have provided in your GitHub account. So in question number 11 I described what is author identity unknown and how to set up using Git bash. And question number 12, what is Git credential manager or GCM and check credential manager on Windows. So Git credential manager also I have mentioned one video here in details, that is update question number video number 11, update Git credentials on Windows and authorize Git credential manager. You will go through that, you will get the all details about the Git credential manager on Windows as well as how to authorize Git credential manager as well. So here Git credential manager nothing but the authenticate your credentials to connect to your GitHub repository using Git bash. And credential manager on Windows is you can nothing but if you'll go here, go to my folder here, I'll check credential manager. I just write properly. Okay, now yeah, it is credential manager, right? In a search bar I have opened this one. So after click on credential manager, if you go to Windows credential, and here you can see the generic credential section, you will get your GitHub credential is already have configured in a local machine that is on Windows, and you can configure as well in your Linux or other operating systems using Git bash. So that is nothing but the Git credential manager. After successful authentication, you can connect to your GitHub repository to push and pull the changes, and as well you can also check your credentials in your local Windows credentials in your local machine. Okay, now go to my slide here. So I already have described in question number 12 what is Git Credential Manager and check Credential Manager on Windows. Question number 13, what is the command git remote -b means? So git remote -b means the user are associated with which repository for fetch and pull the changes. So for example, the dev1 is wants to pull the changes from other git repository, then it will show the other repository URL there, and dev2 has associated with other different GitHub repository and clone the files from GitHub to your local repo. Then this command will show you that this particular user associated with which GitHub repository URL or clone URL. I already have described one in one video. Please go through that. In my playlist it is available, and that is what is git remote -b means. So question number 13, I described what is the command git remote -b means. So question number 14, how to check number of files under particular user local workspace. Nothing, there is only single command, two words, only two letters only, ls, that's it. So if you if dev1 workspace has 3 files, if you open this git bash and type only ls, you'll get three files with name. If dev2 has 4 files and open git bash and type command ls, you will get 4 files with name as well. So here question number 14, I have described what is the steps to check the number of files under a particular user local workspace. Question number 15 and final question, very important. What are the default branch names during creation of your GitHub repository? There are 2 branches normal, that is one is main branch, and sometimes you'll get the master branch as well. So these are by default branch is created by GitHub repository during creation of a repository, even public or private. So here you will get this main branch, and you will customize this your own branch as well. So I'll show you here. You can see the main branch here is the default branch. Here is 3 branches, right? So here main branch, the default branch, which is created by this GitHub repository by default. So pre-prod and test, it is user has created these 2 branches, new branches in her repository. So I'll create one video about these branches, Git branches, in my later video. So as of now we understood that is what are the default branch names during creation of our GitHub repository. So when you clone this repository, you will get this branch name also, a main branch or master branch in your local workspace during use of your git bash at the time of execution of your commands using git bash. So that's all about, guys, and I'll go to my next slide here. So this is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and share it to get to up-to-date knowledge on Angular, C#, SQL Server, MVC.NET Core, ASP.NET, Jenkins, GitHub, and DevOps, and as well as React.js. And what we have discussed today's video, that is GitHub interview questions and answers for beginners and experienced, and this one the part 1, and I'll upload for you related to GitHub interview questions and answers that in next part. So what are the Git interview preparation tips? That is nothing but you need to create one GitHub repository using your credentials, Gmail or Yahoo Mail, anything. After then you need to install one Git bash in your machine, and you need to connect from Git to your local Git to your GitHub repository, and you will work on multiple files, and multiple developers can associate with your GitHub repository and work in a mutual way. So that's all about what the Git interview preparation tips, and this is the real-time interview questions and answers. This one asked by many MNC level companies. So don't forget to subscribe and share it, and thank you. Have a great day.